Telecom, here we go. And you gotta wonder what those bans are gonna be. The Tigers taking away that Zillion first off. There goes the Nidalee on the SKT side.
So the same bans that we've been seeing for the last few games at the very least. So far, when ROX is on the red side, we are mimicking those bans once again. ROX did Zillion, Maokai, and Sivir in game number 2.
Right.
We've seen so much top Nautilus from Smith, 2 games this series, that you forget that, we mentioned it, 10-0 on Poppy in the regular season, Kennen 4-0, Echo now 3-0 after his earlier win. There's so many scary champions he can pilot, and one of them is certainly going to come through.
Right, and the question here is, do you ban the Kindred again? Because that was their ban, SK Telecom's ban. It forced Peanut onto the Elise, which is a game that ROX Tigers won, and I think it's smart to ban the Echo. Now this is going to raise the priority of Poppy.
Yep, there it is, a Poppy first pick by ROX Tigers this time.
But the thing about leaving the Echo up is, yes, it's a very powerful pick, but also you know with 100% certainty that they are going to first pick it because it is too dangerous as a flex pick on red side for SKT.
Yeah.
So in that way, you can have some more predictability to the draft. You can probably assume the Poppy's coming in from this anyway. But it's gonna leave Duke on something that may not be comfortable.
Huh, Alistar taken away though. SK Telecom will get that champion this time. Gorilla won't be able to grab it.
Speaking of comfort, denying the Alistar from Gorilla, who's been playing that this series, will definitely have an element. Kindred has been the big champion for Blank. He's 5-0 in the playoff series. Basically been maining the Kindred whenever he can get his hands on it. And his game 1 pathing went a long way to winning that game. Won the MVP, of course, in game 1.
Right. 2 picks over to the ROX Tigers now. And we can see Peanut musing about what to possibly lock in. Going to go with the Graves, and they're going to take the Trundle away too.
Yeah, this is no surprise. Gorilla has played Trundle as his second most played support this season, and it's a pick that hasn't come out, but it's going to maybe pigeonhole Duke onto something rather awkward here.
Yeah, it's worth noting that they took the top lane tank that's in vogue in Poppy, now take the Trundle to deny, say, the effectiveness of a Nautilus top lane pick. Will Duke finally go for a damaged top laner? I can't see the Rammus with the Trundle locked in.
That would be
it's too
really a bad idea.
Yeah. There we go. Hey, it's the finals. It's the finals. SKT plays Riven in the finals, man. Lulu has gone unpicked so far today. Don't know about that Yasuo. I think we're going to see Bang on the Ezreal again. Locked in. And is a Yasuo going to get locked in?
You wouldn't blind pick the Yasuo. Don't get too excited.
Oh, they're going to go with the Rammus anyway. That is bold.
So in the car ride over, we were speculating to some of that extended champion, but specifically for Faker, and I called for the Yasuo. I don't know if we can see it here.
Not blind pick.
And also no magic damage to speak of really on the team outside of some of Ezreal's abilities. So I may be left wanting, but it would be amazing to see. It's been a long time since we've seen the Yasuo from Faker.
Well, they could grab the Corki for Prey, and Lissandra maybe for Kuro.
This would be a very ROX Tigers draft.
Sure would. Yeah. No Jhin, though. I want to see it. Ooh, maybe trying to show they're predicting the Faker Karma pick.
Well, the Karma was something that ROX ran in their last series of the season against Jhin Air. And that was one of those things where you knew they were teasing it for the finals. You knew they wanted to say, hey, SK Telecom, we play this pick too. We know Faker likes it. And we've got it if we need it.
All right. Just letting them know that they may be expecting it from SK Telecom as they lock in Corki and Lissandra. So what's it going to be from SKT? Will it be the Riven? Will it be the Karma? Will it be the Yasuo? Will it be the Terran? No, it won't be the Terran. Will it be something else?
Azir certainly a possibility. It's not the best laning matchup, but make them very powerful.
Vel'Koz was the answer in the last game.
I suppose.
I'd be a little bit more worried about playing Vel'Koz against some of the disruption that the ROX Tigers have in this particular game, so Azir probably going to be a better choice.
Pantheon would be interesting.
So many times Faker has had one of those picks to really get under Kuro's skin. That's always been the story.
Oh man, if he does this.
I don't know, man. All right.
I think that's smarter.
Okay, LeBlanc makes a bit more sense.
Haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah.
Has he played LeBlanc since the loss at MSI?
Yes, he has played it once.
Oh, there's a Cassiopeia locked in, though.
It's back.
Yep, Faker's going to pick up the Poison Snake.
So he did show this off recently as a counter pick to Ryze, which is, of course, another low-range AP mid laner. So it looks like he's going to be happy just harassing Kuro with this and putting on the pressure in the lane early. Yeah. I have to say, I am still really worried about this Rammus pick for Duke. And with all the bans and picks coming in, with the Echo gone, the Maokai gone, and the Poppy first pick, where does Duke really go? And I guess this is the answer. One thing that has surprised me is that top Gragas is not the answer here.
That's true. That's true.
It's so much more non-committal than the Rammus and has a much stronger laning phase as well. I mean, Rammus obviously can taunt under turret, but otherwise doesn't really have much of an impact in lane. He's seen nerfs, so of course his cooldown and his ult is longer, so he doesn't have as much wave clear. So getting the Rammus through anything other than a lane swap, because in a lane swap he can powerball around and is quite relevant, but standard lanes, I think he might struggle.
What you need here is a Renekton.
Well, the issue is that the side lanes are both so weak, and they're playing against double teleport, where Lissandra's going to be able to really capitalize on that with dives. So I have to say, I'm a bit worried for SKT right here. I just don't know if the lack of wave clear on Rammus early is something that they're going to be able to avoid punishment from the diving composition that the ROX Tigers have on offer.
I mean, you certainly have to wonder, and you also have to wonder what it's going to be like when that Trundle walks up and steals away Rammus's tanking stats with the ultimate.
That's really terrifying, actually.
Yeah. That's right. Well, looks like it's time, guys, to move into game number 4. SK Telecom could win it all right here. The ROX Tigers trying to tie it up for set game 5. We'll find out who takes it in just a short time. SKT going for their 3rd straight championship. Let's get in the game. And welcome to Summoner's Rift for what could be the final time in the OGN Champion Spring season, as SK Telecom look to close things out against the ROX Tigers in a 3-1 victory. ROX Tigers, though, have proved all night long that this is going to be a close series no matter what. They could easily tie this up, and with the team comp, a lot of questions on the SKT side.
This is all about Faker in the laning phase. Like, they need to draw the jungle pressure into the mid lane. They've got to keep Peanut there.
Oh, wow, Faker hiding in the bush early on.
Oh, he's backed away. We can see on the mini-map.
Oh, you're right.
Mind games are certainly real. This should be a laning phase that Faker does well in. Lissandra has to walk up pretty close to the minion wave to get the wave clear down. Then if Cassiopeia registered, the damages trades will certainly be in the advantage of Cassio. But the reason I think that you draw attention to the Cassiopeia is that Rammus and Ezreal are pretty predictably going to have weak laning phases. And if not Faker and a Devourer jungler, you'd kind of worry about SKT getting through the early game.
Yeah. Faker's Cassiopeia has been good. It's been aggressive in the past. And they're going to need him to carry this game. Bang, of course, so terrifying on that Ezreal. Looking for him to get a good start down the bot lane. Gorilla, though, that Trundle pick could really be ROX Tigers' key to victory as well.
4th straight standard lane game seems to really heavily favor the ROX Tigers. Just with the lane assignments. Look at Peanut, he's getting really aggressive.
Yeah. Moving in on that red buff. Blank handling the Raptors.
Wow, this is really, really bold.
No kidding. Blank is like, hey, what's going on in my brush? Peanut looking for it. Got the smite. It's a war. Blank comes in. Peanut smites it away, but Blank trying to go for the damage. He's going to chase. Peanut could be in trouble.
He's only level
Nobody
2.
collapsing on him, but it looks like he'll be able to get out. Baker doing some damage to Kuro in the meantime.
Blank only level 2, meaning didn't have access to all 3 skills, so the same chase pressure isn't there that we usually expect. So actually a clean steal and a result, once again, standard lanes, looking at the situation. For once you're empowered to play more aggressive with Graves. Still a farming style, still about picking up the camp, but straight under the nose of Blank.
Man, if I was Duke, I would be so concerned about being made very squishy in the front lines. Whoa, and if I was Kuro, I'd be concerned about that damage.
You definitely should be. Easy to get hit by that poison, and then of course the Twin Fang resets coming on through the laning phase, so not really anywhere you can go at that point in time besides just trying to use your E to back out.
Yeah.
Sort of lane pressure Faker has, doesn't even need Ignite to really tip it over. Ignite would have been one of those situations where so likely to get a kill, but of course one thing goes wrong and the game's kind of over. You have no answer to the Lissandra ultimate, so pressure enough to go into the cleanse. So kill pressure, maybe not, but lane control, certainly.
Definitely dangerous. Bang & Wolf pushing up this bot lane for just a moment. Frey's certainly taking more damage. He's out of biscuits at this point.
Worth noting that so far Faker is professionally undefeated on Cassiopeia, 5-0.
Wow. Will this go up to being his highest undefeated champion if he wins this game.
It will tie with Riven at 6-0.
Interesting. Wolf going for the double headbutt pulverize. Doesn't quite catch prey in it though.
Yeah, famously in the last meeting between these two teams in game number 2, Faker played that Zed into the LeBlanc of Kuro. He lost with it, and that was his first ever professional loss on Zed, which dropped him to 9-1.
Yeah.
So that leaves Riven and Cassiopeia as the next two.
He's running out.
Yeah, there are lots of champions in the game, though. I think he'll do okay.
He'll find another one. Faker gets a lot of damage onto Kuro. Kuro, though, using that W to lock up Faker long enough to get away. Didn't need to use the flash.
It's a very painful laning phase for Lissandra again with her short to medium range. Getting through it, and then it'll be about the double teleport plays. You know, once again, teleport advantage. Didn't count for a lot in the previous game.
Ooh, he just teleported right into some poison.
No kidding.
He should have TP'd back to the turret. That was really sloppy.
I was going to say, that's kind of asking to just get wrecked by Faker. Here comes Peanut, maybe. Smeb a little bit lower. Faker can't quite recall.
Kuro had to take the early recall too, so refillable potion in second Doran's ring.
Oh.
It's going to be a bit of a slow pace here. Duke.
Peanut smiting the Krug away. Duke trying to come in. Peanut trying to push him back. Smeb is there at about half health already, though. It's a 2v2, and the ROX Tigers are on the run. This could get bad. Flash is used. Smeb pops that W, keeps Blank away. And so, a flash from each jungler burns. Going even up in that top lane.
Yeah, nice teamwork, though. Only using the one flash because Smeb was able to stop the dash with the steadfast presence.
Aggressively teleport back to lane. Match the wave clear. Rammus going even is certainly happy days for SKT.
Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Well, Saturday, what a day.
A finals day.
Yeah. Smeb, soak him in.
Is it? Ah, gross.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. Oh, you want a recall? Here, let me help. There you go. Now you're faster. You're closer to the base. It's easier. Takes less time that way.
Being as annoying as he can, starting to deny some of that CS too. Force Duke to use that TP right on top of his turret.
Yep. Now, I don't know about this Rammus pick. This is...
I mean, it has worked in the past, right? I mean, we could discuss the Rammus pick. It is typically picked into like triple AD compositions because it's really easy to get into the back line to flank a siege con, but that's not really what the ROX Tigers have right here. And if we discuss the late game, obviously he's going to have to be super worried about getting ulted by Trundle. That means he's going to have to get an early QSS. And what happens if he has to use that QSS on a Lissandra ability, for example?
Yeah.
And then he's just dead meat, basically. So the issue is you get into this conundrum against Trundle Lissandra where if you QSS as a tank, if you QSS the Lissandra ability, well, you may be able to get your crowd control off. But if you don't QSS the Trundle ult, well, you get your crowd control off, but you last like 2 seconds in a fight before you just melt.
Yeah. So it's not really bad. It's not really good. It's just okay, is what we're saying.
No, it's pretty bad. I mean, there's not like a good decision that you can make in these team fights. So basically, SK Telecom is going to have to play, I think, more of a pick-style composition here and avoid late-game 5v5s.
Wow.
The conundrum actually extends to the QSS timing just because you have very low base health on the Rammus, so QSS for some champions is an easy investment as a second item, but you really lose out on a lot of effectiveness. You really want health as Rammus because you get so many resists from the defensive ball curl that itemizing QSS early is at a pretty steep cost.
All right, engaging on to Faker.
Walking into a pink ward.
Yeah, that's right. Turns around, ults Kuro, does a decent amount of damage before backing away. So they get the ult out of that, but now the collapse from SK Telecom. Nice pillar from Gorilla to slow down Wolf. Blank still looking for Peanut.
It's a little bit faster on that roam right there because they had the pressure on the bottom side. And they can play nicely around that pink ward, making sure that he is going to be able to escape that one.
Speaking of escaping, Wolf is having
Still
a little bit of a hard time. Kuro actually going in. They're going to ult him. They're going to do a lot of damage to him. Wolf could be in trouble. Here comes Peanut. Exhaust used. Prey there. They're looking for first blood. Flash, and there's the collateral damage coming in from Peanut. He was like, no, Prey. This is my kill. Excuse me. I did all the work.
He was worried Prey might actually get the MVP of the finals.
That's right.
And Prey hasn't got... Uh-oh.
Yeah, trying to find a kill onto Smeb here. Smeb using the nice flash from Duke. He dodges the Poppy ultimate. Smeb still tries to get away. Here's the flash after knocking Blank against the wall, and looks like Smeb will be just all right in the end.
I just love the top lane problem solving. First the flash over the ultimate and then just dissecting. It's almost like a vector problem, but found a way out with the exit. It was really cool.
That sounds like math, so whatever you say.
It's not lethal though, don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh, good.
Well, I think math
that
actually
wasn't
is
lethal,
lethal to do a lot of the time.
It is. I've nearly died to math quizzes several times. It's been a dangerous school career for me.
It was okay in algebra, but
Yeah,
once the calculus came in, they actually had to wheel him out on a stretcher.
that's right. It was bad. It was real bad. Like, we need to get these guys some oil paint stat.
That's why we can never take you to engineering firms.
That's true. Yeah, I just have a
Boeing,
PTSD
that's
when
right
I
out.
walk in there. Yeah. NASA, I mean, it's cool they go to space and all, but it takes a lot of math to go to space.
Entrance into the NASA headquarters could be fatal for Doha.
That's right. I need a spacesuit to get there. My own encapsulated environment just to keep the math out.
Just a blindfolded some earplugs. There you go.
There you go. That works. Can't smell it. That's your Daredevil. He could probably smell math. Smell math 3 floors down. Oh, there's a package.
It was a warding package.
Yep. Delivered award.
Worth noting that Prey and Bang are very equal in CS, so that suits the Ezreal just getting through the laning phase. Big pressures on Prey to make the Trinity Force power spike work, like we've seen so many Corkies in the past do.
Yep.
And again, it's earlier power spikes. Devourer enchant on the, predictably on the side of the Kindred versus the Warrior enchant. The one-item power spike for Prey. So let's see what ROX can do in the mid game, because the mid game is certainly their cleanest time to fight.
Still a lull in the action, though, as both teams kind of settle in after that first blood from the ROX Tigers. That Peanut so epically stole. Secured.
He didn't have to flash for it. He's like, why'd you flash, Prey?
Yeah, it's like, that's fine, man. All right. Gonna try to go in onto Smeb here. Smeb responding against Duke, and here's the collapse coming up from the ROX Tigers in the mid lane, and SKT on the run.
They really forward committed right there.
Oh, hi.
Faker. Ooh, Peanut missed his cue.
Yeah.
They can't really push up, and that's the central issue. I mean, we've noticed Graves in this series. What is Kindred supposed to do in this laning phase from SKT, really? The Graves has not worked in this series so far when the lanes have been losing. But when your lanes are pushing up like this, there's so much room for Graves to farm that there's not really a great way to make the Kindred plays, because the Graves at least can respond and counter gank pretty effectively.
Yeah.
And you basically have no wave clear in your side lanes. So I really have a problem with this Gramus pick. I just don't know what it's supposed to do here.
But where were the options to go? Because when Maokai
Look,
was
at least
banned,
Nautilus has wave clear.
Yeah.
Maokai was banned, Nautilus was available.
Why was Fiora banned against Duke in every single game?
Yeah, just go for
against
Fiora.
Janair in the playoffs.
Why not? SK Telecom looking to get that first dragon that they've gotten all night long.
They're going to go for the old steal.
Yeah, a little bit early, and SKT to get their first dragon in a row. Impressive stuff from SKT.
Tigers still have a pretty good win rate. It was actually over 70% earlier tonight before they lost a couple of games.
It is worth noting that with that low pressure, low wave, for getting first dragon's actually a pretty big claim for SKT. They certainly haven't picked for it, so it just seems more of an extension of their playstyle than any sort of champion lineup, because you'd really give ROX the natural advantage or expectation to pick up the first dragon. Perhaps just an extension of Graves' identity as that more farming jungle.
True. Kuro, dead even in CS with Faker in the mid lane. Really everything pretty dead even across the board. It was Peanut. Coming down too. Oh, Kuro's gonna go in. Faker immediately flashes out of it. That was fast. Here comes Blank. Stab. Locks Faker up. There's a kill for the ROX Tigers. SKT is there, but it's a 2v3. Trying desperately to get one onto Peanut. They do. Now the 2v2. Blank could be in trouble here. Kuro in a little bit more as Duke chases him down and shows him that things are not okay. Gets back to the Kindred ult, and there's another kill for ROX Tigers. An equalizing one for SK Telecom, and now it's top lane battles in mid lane. That's going nowhere. So down to the bottom lane we go as Bang looks for one against Prey. Two-shot barrage! Oh, there's the flash from Prey. Gets out of it. Close calls everywhere, but it ends up 2 for 2.
And look where the gold went. It all went on to Rammus, who now maybe can get that early QSS with a bit more reckless abandon. Rammus going even in a skirmish, given just how poor his laning phase usually is pretty big for SKT, and it means that their frontliner will at least be relevant to some degree.
Yeah, and especially with Kuro able to escape back onto the Kindred ult with the Glacial Path right there, a bit of a surprise. Faker too, he was playing a bit recklessly coming into this.
The cleanse flash was a thing of beauty. That was Captain Jack reincarnated.
But standing here when you know a Poppy's coming in is a bit wacky. Like, that's just a free stun right there and a free kill.
Not sure why Faker would do that. A little bit crazy. Peanut taken out though. And it looks like it's going to be a kill onto Kuro from Duke.
Yeah, but this is just a great E back in. Gets out right in the nick of time. Blank falls next. Duke does manage to land the taunt though. So he's able to clean it up as Kuro dashes himself against Duke's blades.
Yep. Doesn't sound fun to me. Oh, Bang could be in a little bit of trouble. Has to use that flash after getting exhausted. Arcane Shift wasn't enough to get him to safety.
One of the nice things about playing Ezreal, though, generally speaking against the Trundle matchup, is at least you have an ability to get you to the other side of the pillar.
Yeah.
It's a lot more annoying to play the Sivir in lane against that.
And then you've only got flash.
Yeah,
That's down your
that
dead.
is not fun.
Yep.
See if Kuro can make a big teleport play. Hasn't really been able to do that. Remember, he's been the one opting in to teleport mid lane as predictably as the ROX Tigers have often done. It's been Faker on the Velcos, on the Cassiopeia, on the team fighting mages, but while we've seen Smev make big TP plays, it doesn't feel like Kuro has really leveraged outside, of course, the inevitable late game side pushing pressure that double teleport brings.
Blank poking into the enemy jungle just a moment there. Before turning around.
So Duke 2, typically when we see this top lane Rammus, post level 6, you usually see that ultimately used just to counteract some of the wave clear. In conjunction with the Sunfire K-Poppy on a bit of a roam right there.
Duke's actually been able to put some decent pressure on the top lane turret, surprisingly enough. Gotten that down to about half health at least now. And going for a bit of an expedition in the enemy jungle. Turning that around though.
Leaving lane, basically faking a ward, didn't have one to put down, but took the path anyway. One of those things where the use of his time, there was no point for him hanging around in lane, so you might as well, just like TF players are always famous for cheating out of mid lane, you might as well just leave top lane and threaten vision or get him some information for the team.
Yep. And things still very close between these two teams right now.
You're pretty happy if you're SKT and Trinity Force Corki is just chilling in lane while you stack up your tier on Ezreal.
Yeah. Not having to worry about any siege or anything like that right now. Not yet.
Here comes Cassandra.
Yep, that's right. Bang, Arcane shifts away, no flash right now. Keep that in mind. Kuro can find easy kill. Nice knockup though from Wolf. It didn't save Bang though. It was so close. He denied the E, but there was just enough damage. SK Telecom gonna try to turn this into some mid lane turret pressure, but I don't think they can.
No, they just can't like put down the turret in the top area of the mid side. They might be able to get top. They're going to use the Rammus ult to put it down.
Just got to be careful here. Now SKT gets the top lane turret.
Not a good trade there for ROX as they do actually recall, pick up the package. So they use their TP, but they don't get the bottom turret itself.
Wow, Peanut really taking it to Wolf, forcing that Alistar ultimate out. Well, that was really a bad sentence to pick.
Worth noting that it will now not be available for the spawn of Dragon.
I was about to say that, yeah. 40 seconds, 35 now until that Dragon comes up, and not having the ability to make your Alistar super tanky is going to really hurt SK Telecom.
I really wanted to see ROX Tigers do this a bit earlier. The moment they get Trinity Force, rotate around the Rammus, because every time Rammus enters a lane, he doesn't really offer any wave clear. Pick up the Rift Herald, show it with Trinity Force Corki, what's a Rammus to do? And take the turrets, because if he just gets to split farm, if we see Corki splitting farm with Ezreal, Poppy splitting farm with Rammus, not really much ventured, much gained for ROX, and SKT will have that late game as there's the item pickup with that snowball kill. Found enough time to pick up the early QSS on Rammus.
Yeah, really nice to get that early for him, that's for sure. That would be a huge difference maker in this game, because now ROX isn't going to have an easy timing window to use at these objectives of the Trundle ultimate.
It's a big pickup. Duke's still able to push this top lane up for the moment anyway. And now SK Telecom kind of positioning around the Dragon. They'd really like to get the second one again.
Be risky to opt into a Dragon fight on anywhere near even terms, you know, with Trinity Force BF sword, and again, just a Sapphire Crystal and a cloth armor towards Iceborne Gauntlet in the inventory for Ezreal, so item timing certainly much superior for ROX Tigers.
Yeah, ROX Tigers even with a little tiny bit of a gold lead right now. It seemed like they're in pretty good shape to fight SK Telecom if it comes to that. Bang has his flash almost up again.
Poke still raining in.
Yeah.
There we go.
Peanut sneaking a dragon away.
Snuck away a red buff, basically doing the same thing as lanes haven't reacted until now.
Here they come. They might not get there in time. Nope. Dragon goes over to ROX Tigers. They're going to get there first as well.
Second time this game that a big objective has been picked up by Peanut, just being faster on the trigger finger. It's been good to see. Remember, his Graves contributed nothing the last time we saw it in this series. This time, being proactive, stealing away buffs, trading on the strength of his lanes and the item timings they've been able to hit. And soon he'll have the more Mortis, which basically makes Graves that secondary frontliner, given how tanky he gets.
Yeah. Oh, wow. SK Telecom going for a really sneaky Baron. Kuro's coming up. They're going to turn right around on a Faker with a stun, and that's going to be an easy pick for SKT. Once this ultimate ends, maybe, they get the kill. But here comes ROX Tigers turning around, bang in the middle of everyone. That was a bad arcane shift.
No Corki to be able to get here.
Oh, yep, Wolf coming from behind, though. They're going to turn it around, and now Gorilla knocked up, in trouble, knocked down. Smeb can't quite get the ult off in time. SK Telecom looking for 3 kills out of this, and they might find it. Flash from Duke. And they're going to try to pick it up. They get it. Duke with the kill there. This Rammus is looking okay.
Well, that's how we said they had to play it, as a pick composition. So they come in and they get the 1-by-1 pickoff. Because when you have the Cassiopeia, her high amount of single target damage combined with the taunt, it does a lot of work. And they manage to try and sneak that Baron, and then they get the turn and the kills. However...
Oh, teleport coming in. Peanut on his own in the enemy jungle. Here comes the power ball. There's the flash. He can try to get away. Duke still chasing, gets the knockup. There's the taunt. True Shot Barrage comes through. Teleport as well. Use. Peanut still alive somehow, some way for the moment. Gorilla's there. Great pillar. Faker flashes it for the kill, though. He is not deterred, and he will continue chasing until he decides not to and turns around.
But the gold lead's still there for the ROX Tigers, right? That's the big problem, is that, yes, SK Telecom did a very smart Baron bait, and they got the picks, and that's how they have to play it. But at the end of the day, they don't end up with a whole lot.
This is a really nice play from SKT. They knew that Corki couldn't react. Remember, doesn't have package, just caught in bottom lane with no other mobility. So it would have always been that 4v5 at best for the ROX Tigers. They had to make the pressure. It was a really good attempted escape. You know, they lost the minimum for the bad situation they were given because of the overstay by the Corki in the bot lane. Denied the Baron, but a lot of kills go over to SKT.
Man, fantastic pulverize from Wolf, catching Gorilla just after he uses flash. They're going to go for the Baron again. ROX Tigers, they know it's happening. They're coming up right now.
Oh, they have 2 people on the bottom
could
side.
Turn. Yeah, it's pretty risky. Bang joins in for the damage. Gorilla and Prey doing what they can. SKT going for it. They get the Baron, and now they can get away. Prey not willing to fire any more rockets into there. And wow, SK Telecom sneaks it. They're going to probably give up their mid lane turret for it, though.
Really strange lane assignments by ROX. 2 teleport users together in the bot lane. They'll lose the mid lane inhibitor, but certainly a very low price to pay for some interesting ROX lane assignment.
Well, especially because they knew that SKT can just try that again and again and again. They have the tankiness from the Rammus, and of course the damage from the Cassiopeia to just tear through that
Cassiopeia Kindred is about the highest mid lane jungle duo you could ever ask for in terms of Baron damage. Of course, Ezreal not the highest, but those two doing the heavy lifting, and It's just a strange play from ROX. They gave that over, basically. Gift wrapped him for SKT.
Yeah, very poor lane assignments. But what can SKT get out of this?
You know, at least a bot lane turret.
That's going to be the big question here, because they don't have a great siege composition, right? You've got Cassiopeia right there in the mid lane. Bang is coming online, though, with the Muramana, so he might be able to do some work, but be able to clear that out.
Yep, muscling Peanut out of his own jungle there.
SK Telecom is going to take a gold lead out of that, but they're probably not going to get too terribly much more off of this Baron. And you know, ROX is still going to be in this game.
Just keeping it away from the ROX Tigers, though, is so big for SK Telecom, too.
That's right, and they realize that they need to make those picks, right?
Yeah.
It's going to take more plays like that for SKT to win this game.
Absolutely. Big four-man siege in the mid lane.
So the balance of play has certainly been on the side of SKT for at least the last 5 minutes, maybe 10. Gold lead still very slight for ROX Tigers.
Now, Duke has no teleport, so they need to be careful about this.
Right, and without the TP, what are they going to really do here? Even with the Baron buff, when they can just split Lissandra and Poppy into the side lanes, they have to be really worried. So, you know, sure they get the Baron, but it's probably just going to be a one-for-one trade right here when it comes to towers.
Right.
The Poppy ends up, the Baron buff ends up basically being the gold to start to make up the gold gap that was opening up for ROX Tigers. But again, taking it off the map and giving more time for Duke to get big. 3-0-3, basically with a snowball QSS. Looking very, very tanky.
You know, one thing to mention, too, is that Kuro does have his Zhonya's Hourglass now, and that's going to make him much harder to pick than he was just a moment ago. Need to be a little bit more careful. SK Telecom doing some damage to that mid lane turret, though. Dragging up in 35 seconds. They can start setting up for it.
Will only be a second dragon. Remember, ROX Tigers got the answering dragon for the first time this game. It's been an early dragon lead for SKT consistently, but that win condition certainly seems pretty out the window.
Probably does at this point. SKT really wants this mid lane turret. Duke wanting to come from behind. He's going to go for it. Whoa, Peanut locked up quite a bit. That turret has a lot of health, though. SK Telecom trying to focus it down. They don't quite get it. And now ROX Tigers chasing Lissandra, trying to find an angle. Doesn't quite do it. Smeb not finding one either. Nope.
But that's how hard it is to break this siege, right?
Yeah.
Even with that Baron buff, even when they try and dive underneath, SK Telecom not quite able to crack that mid lane turret to too much disruption. Smeb used his TP, Kuro didn't even have to use his. Looks like they're going to try and go for it again. They may be able to get it.
They couldn't jump on Smeb because of his W. Dragon is up. Duke waiting to teleport in. Smeb doesn't have his at the moment. He just used it.
Yeah, ROX should give this up. There's no reason to fight this right now. You just had scored a major victory by actually coming out of a an early Baron with only one turret lost.
Peanut wants to steal it. Gonna try. He gets it. Peanut with the Dragon steal. That's a second for ROX Tigers.
Bold.
Saw that one coming.
It was actually envisioned the whole time, still got the steal. Rammus looking for the teleport, had good options, whether it was in the lane or just on the brush right next to Peanut, but didn't choose to go in, so ROX Tigers steal away an objective.
Pretty much. Free Dragon for the ROX Tigers, only costing Peanut his smite. Didn't even need to ult that.
So waiting to see what happens when, once again, the double teleports are online. The double teleport and good wave clear from ROX basically negated the Baron buff. We can look back at it and say some turrets traded, but effectively only the gold for SKT, so the minimum possible result.
They're keeping it close. ROX Tigers are still that little bit of a gold lead.
And it comes back to the question Monty asked, is how do you win from here from SKT? What do you push? What do you prioritize? You'd love a team fight where people face check you, but the first Baron, that was very smart. It was a masterstroke. Forced the face check. The picks came in. Acquiring the next pick against this slippery side from ROX looks very difficult.
Yeah, this is, as you're saying, Bob, this is where things start to get a lot more complicated.
Well, I can tell you how you win. You beat SK Telecom, you win incredible team fights, and you kill the Nexus.
But how do those team fights work? Right?
I don't know, man. That's up to SKT.
I've
done as much as I can.
There's so many ways to stop this Rammus that it really is quite problematic. So many zones you can create as the ROX Tigers, and certainly Wolf getting in there will help as another form of engage, but can really afford to be knocked around a little bit if you're ROX, considering that your support is going to be incredibly tanky.
Yeah, as soon as he ults Duke, it's a problem. It's a big problem for SKT.
And sure, like the QSS does remove, at least makes your tank tanky again, but he's still going to get that upfront chunk of stats, even if he won't get the drain stats.
Yeah, it doesn't take the stats away from frontal, obviously.
That's why it's an interesting balancing act, just because we see the Mortal Reminder onto Graves. They're going to start getting armor penetration. Even if the Trundle ult is instantly negated, Trundle will become more and more mortal with the armor penetration and may die if he tries to be the solo frontliner, which he has to be. He has to be the one teleporting in for some semblance of a flank. So it's such a push and pull over item timings to how relevant Rammus is in just being the one-man army that SKT needed to be.
It's also because he has to have that QSS. It makes it an awkward scenario in the late game, because you have to assume like the Cowl's going to go. The Cowl's going to go into obviously a larger MR item, but what you probably like to have is Thornmail GA, but you can't have both of them.
Yeah.
Duke's no stranger to Mercurial Scimitar top laners.
It's very true.
But you just don't have, that's the thing, is in the late game, Rammus is effectively 5 items because he has to waste, in inverted commas, the QSS slot.
In quotation marks, you mean?
That's a Australian way of saying it, inverted commas. Yes.
For your inverted continent.
Right.
It's true.
It's all upside down there, isn't it?
We have interesting rotations there. You should come visit sometime.
I heard they rotate the opposite way there.
You have to see it with your own eyes.
I'll check it out. SKT coming for this mid lane turret, but it's still so hard to take from the ROX Tigers. Yeah, Kuro waiting for that teleport.
And you have to respect that
too.
so much. I mean, if you're SKT, the flank could be absolutely devastating. You're far away from your own tier 2 turret in the mid lane. Gonna get it though.
Yep, they should, and they do. Okay. That's their 3rd turret of the game.
So this is an interesting little item here, though, is the Captain's Boots onto Kindred. Not normally a champion you think of with Captain's Boots. Usually it's the Maokai diving in or the Rammus giving his team the movement speed. But this is basically for the members that will be kiting back from SKT. Kindred, of course, has that fleet of foot. You have the W and the Q synergy. You're always bouncing around. You have those gap closers. It's about the Cassiopeia, usually, who will take those turns between committing with the ult and then kiting backwards with the damage. So I actually really like it. You don't see this very often, especially on a non-tank champion, but we see from Blank.
Yeah. That seems like a good pickup.
Out of the box, that's the fun thing about it. You just don't see it very often. Well, Duke's level 18, so he's the highest level in the game. By far the first person to get there. Smeb's only level 16.
Now he has been split pushing for quite an extended period of time here.
Yeah. Good 30 CS up.
The big struggle for Duke is that he sells the Corrupting Potion, buys 1 more tank items, then he's done. So him picking up lane farm is not a great time for SKT.
No. Absolutely not.
It's true. They're still going to have him split push up in top anyway. For the moment. SK Telecom.
They don't really have another choice. Like, they have to have... Duke needs to push up so that they can make picks. Right. Has to be his primary function right now.
Yep. A recall. Looking for a place to teleport in, I think.
SKT have so many struggles playing the map in this situation. Usually, Lissandra wouldn't be able to enter lane against the Rammus because if it was double TP, someone else would come up. You'd win the 5v5 just because of the power of the taunt and how tanky the Rammus would be. But without double teleport, they don't have that flexibility. So they're just kind of being pushed around the map, and maybe SKT will just have to make that decisive bait around Baron, or if they can get some more Dragon Stacks, which have effectively been denied by that Peanut steal. The places where SKT win the fight that Comp clearly can do is why would ROX ever opt into it is kind of the issue that SKT faces.
Right. Oh, flash engage onto Peanut looking for the headbutt. Doesn't quite find it though. Smeb is right there anyway.
I'm so good at zoning out with that steadfast presence.
Peanut didn't even have to flash. That's flash down on the Alistar.
Yeah. Used for no gain. Dragon is up. Wolf still has his ultimate though. ROX Tigers seeming to have the edge in the engagement at the moment.
TP coming in.
Yep, that's right. Here comes Rammus coming from behind. Ultimate used onto Prey. They're going to turn it around. Duke getting in the back lines. They're going to knock Faker back. Can SKT take the fight without him? It looks like they can. 2 kills already for SK Telecom. They get Prey, they get Peanut, and they're looking for Smeb. Duke chasing. There's the flash used, and they're going to turn right around onto this Baron.
And that's the pick again that they need. They had the teleport priority. Kuro was super late responding with his own teleport from the mid lane, and now SK Telecom looking for Baron number 2.
But the super strange thing is that Rammus teleported into the lane minions in vision, and yet Kuro did not teleport. You just look at this minimap.
Let's watch this again.
Rammus is there. Kuro hasn't even started channeling his teleport yet. He doesn't channel teleport till now, and Peanut gives his whole life bar before Kuro even gets there.
Well, Faker with just a great flash ult. Caught 3 people. Very lucky that he was turning around even though he still died.
Really poor teleport usage. It must have been a communication fail. The ROX have been so great at being of one mind. We remember how, early in the season, we characterized them as facilitating Peanut's aggression by always pushing their lanes and playing around their jungler. In this situation, despite the fact that, again, it was a conspicuous teleport into the middle of the lane, apparently no one was communicating it to Kuro because he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
First time this game, the SKT have the gold lead.
Yeah, and surprisingly, both of these teams have such relatively poor siege compositions that we've only seen like that outer ring of turrets go down at 35 minutes.
LCK Telecom, though, with getting the Baron twice, has been able to get that tiny little edge. A little bit of damage on the tier 2, but it's still so close. Nice clear on the minion wave from Bang and that true shot barrage.
Yeah, it's been such a small advantage, though, and now that the TP is down, they can't really split up, so it's basically just going to be a long grind here at this mid lane tier 2, and we'll see if they can get it at any point as everybody dodges out from some of these skill shots.
It's a bit scary for SK Telecom. ROX Tigers still engage. Oh, Duke going in from behind. Gets a little bit low. Wolf enjoying the engage as well. Faker coming in, looking for a time to ult. They're going to take the mid lane turret. They're going to back off. Happy with that.
Yeah, but look how much they have to invest to take one tower.
But
Hey, they got it, though.
There's no flash on Rammus, Alistair, or Caspian. There's no playmaking potential whatsoever with those flashes down. So rolling in and getting a turret is more than you could have hoped for SKT. So I think that actually is a big win for them because Flash, they're so flash reliant. They're basically a team of Gallios because without the flash, they can't force anything.
Yeah, true. Well, this has been really potentially last game, I should say, has been really a game of inches here as SK Telecom creeping back with a couple of clutch Baron plays.
And this is what SK Telecom does. You know, as soon as you count them out, they will find some way to amazingly come back and win a game that doesn't look like they should have any business winning.
I mean, the word clutch, I think, is apt because if SKT are one thing in their history, it's clutch, and you have to say, GE, Huya, ROX Tigers, Who Tigers, clutch is probably not a word you could ever ascribe to them. They're still looking for that first tournament victory.
Yeah, very true. Duke down the bot lane now, has his teleport up again. SK Telecom sieging the tier 2 up in top. ROX Tigers gonna try to turn on. Wolf goes in, that's a little bit of a trouble. Peanut taking a lot of damage too.
Wolf's engage was just stuffed right there by the steadfast presence, but the split push doing its magic. Duke easily taking out this turret, so there's another tier 2 gone as SK Telecom's gold lead starts to balloon a little bit.
Well, I mean, we criticize this Rammus pick, and rightfully so too, but Duke has really been able to make it work with the rest of the team.
Well, you have to couple the Rammus pick with the fact that they gave up that first Baron for basically free.
Yeah,
and
that's
also that they failed on their teleport in that other engage. It's critical to have Lysandra there to use the Ring of Frost to stop the Rammus engage.
The scary thing is that so many of the fights in the previous games have been 5v4 from amazing Duke ults, and that was just a 5v4 from a misfire on the teleport.
Yeah.
So they've been a man down, both from the force of the enemy's ultimates, but also in their own play, and it's cost them because the health bars and just picks going down that should not happen in a true 5v5.
Yeah. But the picks, that's what they had to do, and SK Telecom is delivering on that execution, even as ROX does fall a bit flat in their response.
So Duke's now item capped. He has that QSS slot. I guess he might buy the luxury Mercurial Scimitar if he already has all the boot enchant, which he has, and then
He'll be getting it soon.
just a potion is all he can really hope to pick up after that. So that's at least one small thing. It's not great when the enemy Rammus is item capped. It's like the last champion you'd expect, but
All right, they're going to engage on the blank. Having to hop away. ROX Tigers not finding a pick there. 2 minutes till Dragon now.
but it's, we're even 2-2 on that after Peanut's steal. It's not.
Nobody's really going to be getting the 5th dragon here.
No, and I guess we're just going to head into the ultra late game here. And
yeah, going to go later than any of the other games tonight. Already up to nearly 40 minutes.
Items need to start coming in for Prey. Looks like perhaps a Bloodthirster again, just expecting to take damage, but even though it's Corki, it'll be interesting which
Teleport it again. Teleport. They're coming in. They're going to try to catch Peanut. They do catch Peanut. Peanut in a lot of trouble. No flash. Here comes Wolf. Can they get him? He's going to ult over the wall. Get away. So teleport used by SK Telecom.
Huge that TP is down without picking up a kill.
It's a big problem.
Like now they're not going to have it for Baron. So the pressure that ROX is going to be able to put on the map is going to be significantly better than SKT. And
SKT going for it, thinking that if they could get that pick, they could be the ones to set up for Baron, but now they're in a lot of trouble.
To see what the lane assignments come in, because usually, of course, 1-3-1 is the first thing you think about when you see double TP, but maybe there's validity in sending 2 members bottom, Lissandra with the wave, but just more turret pressure, because SKT shouldn't have the flexibility to send anyone into the bottom lane with Baron on the map.
Duke suddenly having a bit of a problem here at split push against Smeb.
Starting to.
Yep.
Especially as Smeb evens out the levels and is invested. He's going to have that basically extra item. So ROX here, though, one thing that I don't like that they're doing is that they haven't picked up another blue trinket yet. You'd think that after losing that first Baron and realizing the speed at which SKT could do it, they'd be more invested in picking up another scrying orb, so at least they have one that can use more reliably off cooldown.
All right, Dragons up in 5. SK Telecom rushing for it. Trying to set up a pick in the mid lane. Nobody bit, so here we go. Another Dragons. They're going to kill this thing so fast. Easy 3rd Dragon for SK Telecom. Just insta-give it.
On the map, not getting anything out of the double teleport. Lissandra just milling around the top lane, not wanting to show. So 3 objectives with a double teleport disadvantage should just never happen.
It's a good point. Faker rushing back to the mid lane.
Rush
Baron gonna go for it. Yep, Trishop Raj checks it. They see the ROX Tigers engaging on the Baron.
Baron damage.
Baron dropping very fast. So Bang coming in on the Gorilla. There's something. Blank goes in. Can he steal it? Baron getting low. I'm not quite sure. Gorilla low on the outside. Kuro gets the first kill onto Blank. A return kill comes in. Baron taken by Peanut. The ROX Tigers get it, but Peanut fails his flash over the wall. There's a kill for SK Telecom. They trade 1 for 2. Kuro recalling. What can SKT make out of this?
Really decisive Baron call by ROX. It was all in force. They didn't necessarily have the right people tanking it. They get the objective and only lose an extra kill, so seems like a good trade for ROX.
Yeah, definitely does. They don't have to deal with SK Telecom sneaking that objective anymore and using the fact that Duke utilizes TP earlier to buy themselves that extremely narrow timing window.
Duke has flash. Will we see a turret dive?
Maybe. They're putting some pressure on the team with Baron. Wolf going to get thrown back against the wall by Smeb. SK Telecom has to back away.
Prey was staying. He was dancing just outside that range from Rammus. And Smeb providing that front line. They just can't actually deal damage to him anymore. That is actually very surprising because it's a rot portal from Smeb.
Yeah.
So on this map, we actually saw the last evolution of Faker's passive came through, so it gets the bonus AP, the effective death cap, up to 855 AP.
Wow.
A lot of single target damage for...
Oh, they're going for Duke!
I think so, and they may have caught him here. Duke in a lot of trouble. I don't think he's getting out of this one. SK Telecom going to be a man down against a team with Baron. Duke can survive for a while, though. Living as long as he can, but ROX Tigers are going to find him. There's the kill. SK Telecom rushing mid, but they can't accomplish anything.
Especially with Ezreal and bot, that was just doing their best to show some pressure on the map, but 5v4 and Baron buff down. Remember, 60-second death time on the Rammus.
That's huge. No Duke for 1 minute. SK Telecom, 1 man down against a team with Baron. Luckily for them, all the lanes are pushed in their favor for the moment anyway.
Well, that's the thing. It bought them so much time to push out these other waves. The Tier 2 no longer in threat because Bang's Ezreal had such a long time to work it all the way back towards the ROX Tigers base. And with Duke just sort of rushing down the lane, they basically just got 30 seconds for free right here.
Yeah. ROX Tigers pushing down mid lane, though. They really want to take that Tier 2 turret. Faker is there.
Still 20 seconds for Rammus, and Smeb has teleport.
Yeah, they can't stop it. Easy second turret for ROX Tigers in the mid lane.
They have to be really careful about Duke respawning, though.
Yep, he's back up in 10. SKT. All right, they don't need to defend too much pressure in the mid lane now.
There aren't a lot. There's only that one ward that he can really TP to, so they're just going to rotate into the top side.
Makes sense.
With Smeb's wave and that pressure, then they can back off after this.
All right, getting 2 turrets for that Baron, not bad.
Yeah, Baron buff Zarot portal minions means he pushed so fast in top, so the gold lead's wrestled back, but this is what you want. 2-1, very close series, no goal between the two at 44 minutes. We're getting closer and closer to the point where having to have QSS really hurts Duke. No GA, no Thornmail, because just no slot to find it.
Now Bang stopped a couple recalls with his True Shot Barrage as the ROX Tigers were trying to get back to base, and that actually gave SKT a chance to push that mid lane a little bit more.
I'm really surprised about this Zarot, just because of the changes. It's so rare to see this item now that it only takes 5 hits like a pink ward to destroy. And it does make it relatively vulnerable, but, and the big but here is that you have, when you don't have Duke's TP up, they really have no way to stop it. So that makes a bit of a difference. I'm really not sure how I feel about it.
I have to say that it's uniquely poor wave clear for SKT. There's not one Lissandra or Sivir, not even a top lane tank like Maokai that has decent wave clear. Okay, Ezreal can snipe away at the wave, and if Cassiopeia feels no pressure, she's decent, but I feel like as an adaptation, Zarot went from being a must-purchase for any tank top laner to situational. This feels like the one situation that makes some sense.
Could be. About a minute until the next dragon. SKT looking for their 4th, but it's going to be so hard to fight the ROX Tigers now.
Well, there's the scimitar.
Yep, got to get something with that.
Casual 300 AD with the armor passive and the BF sword. All right.
Why not?
Nice. He's up at peanut levels, basically, attack damage.
100 above blank, that's about right. Kindred versus Rammus AD levels.
See it?
I wonder what the 1v1 looks like, because it felt like the tilt was definitely towards Smeb in terms of the duels.
So what are they going to make the play at next? That's going to be the question. Smeb is, I mean, he would like to be able to place this Zarot portal down, if possible, and
he does.
At least provide, yeah, there he goes.
Throwing it into the tri-brush there.
The fun thing about Zarot is you put down the Zarot and then you go for the home guard, and your minion wave is winning the push unless Duke overstays, and maybe you lead to that situation where teleports are forced. One top laner has the flexibility to go back to base and get the home guard speed boost, and the other one doesn't.
SKT taking advantage of the fact that they saw Prey recalling on a ward by the blue buff, so they know this isn't a 5v5.
SK Telecom going for that 4th dragon. And they're doing it so fast. Peanut comes in, he gets the steal again! 2nd dragon steal of the game for Peanut. Just walks up and smites it.
He flashed over the wall to make that play. That is super bold.
Wow. That's Peanut, though. Blank's got to be kicking himself there.
The first one was in vision. It was, SKT should have accessed it. They just did not respect someone flashing over.
Well, who does that?
Who does that?
Peanut does that. Smeb could get caught here. They jump right onto him. Steadfast Presence activated. Is he tanky enough? Looks like he is, and he knocks Blank away. Close call.
Who does that?
For a 3rd dragon.
For a 3rd dragon at 45 minutes into a final where if you lose this game, you are done.
It's a big risk, but it's the type of thing Peanut does. What can you say?
It's the X Factor ROX Tigers, or I guess Ku Tigers, never had till this season.
Yeah.
It's the sort of play that Hojin wouldn't even think about.
Yeah.
And look, you certainly can pay for making aggressive plays like that, but if you trust in your smite and you're a big game player, Peanut's trying to prove that he's one of those.
And
I'd say he is.
The Zarot portal has been sold for a GA. I think this is much better. Notice the Zarot is still on the map, though. So
that's true.
Interesting.
Because it lasts 3 minutes or until it's killed, so the question is, do you sell your Guardian Angel if it's popped for a Zarot portal and then keep trading back between the two?
But Duke coming in, gets a big engage. Going to take a lot of damage immediately, though, as he gets ulted by Gorilla. Look into a little bit of trouble. Engage from Wolf now. Smeb coming down from the top. I don't know if SKT can fight this. Bang, a little bit out in front. Kind of dangerous. Oh, Bang. I don't know, man. Peanuts recalling.
But you can
This
see
could be big for SKT.
the TP is used again. The TP used by Duke.
Yeah.
And they are struggling in a 5v4. And that's really the story of this game right now, is that SK Telecom, they're a little bit on the ropes when it comes to this 6-item late game.
Yeah, really seems that way.
4-minute cooldown down for no gain whatsoever.
I mean, dead even gold on each side here, dead even turrets, dead even dragons, but SKT just can't seem to win a team fight. They're probably going to try it again. Blank
TP.
looking to get a bit of stealing revenge as the teleport comes in. Here comes Kuro.
Still on the
SKT
Baron.
looking for it. They knock Alistar away. Baron low. Gets taken by the ROX Tigers as Duke engages. Faker doing a ton of damage though. Could be big. Kills come in. One on each side. Smeb comes back with that GA. Peanut low too. SKT going for a game-winning fight. Going for a tournament-winning fight. They're trying to do it. Bray low. Bang with the 1v1 on the left side as Faker gets a triple. Bang gets the kill. It's the ace. Blank down. Can they win the game? I think they can. They've got to get through the inhibitor turrets. They've got to get through the Nexus turrets. But with a full minute left, and just like that, SK Telecom shows you who is the best team fighting team on this planet. It's SKT, and they will win their 3rd Champions Championship. There goes the Nexus turret. There goes the Nexus. GG!
And congratulations to SK Telecom. They just took them out during that Baron fight. The ROX Tigers, they had to flash over the wall. Kuro had to flash very early on, and that provided enough room for SKT
Don't
to take
bet
the trophy.
against SKT.
Take your own advice, though.
I
We
know.
all thought it was going
I
to
did
be
it.
ROX.
2 years not doing. I learned my lesson, guys. Don't bet against SKT. They will crush you.
Such a clutch performance from them. We wouldn't even have dreamed of thinking they could go to MSI, but they went on that trip to IEM,
Yeah.
the trip that derailed the GE Tigers 1 year ago, and it just set them forward. Blank coming into the lineup, everything from there has been way up, and the ascent for SKT is ready for all to see.
SK Telecom going to MSI now, looking to basically win the only tournament they haven't won yet. Absolutely amazing story for this team. Blank is so good now. Just incredible. Just an incredible series. Pleasure to cast it.
Well, talk about this team though. 5-4 in the first round robin, 7th place,
Yeah,
and they ended number 1.
that's
What a
right.
turnaround.
And I gotta say, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure casting OGN champions for 4 years now as SK Telecom goes to pick up the trophy. Things are going to change after this season, it's true, but we want to thank you, the 3 of us, Papa Smith, Iman, and I, for sticking with us, for watching us for so long, and we encourage you to keep watching Champions on OGN. This is the place to be, guys. This is a place you see games like this happen, you see series like this happen, as SK Telecom lifts the trophy for the 3rd straight time. And now, gonna have some winner interviews with these guys, so from the casting desk, Doa, Monte Cristo, and Papa Smithy signing out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next season.
여러분 다시 한번 롤챔스 5회 우승의 신화를 났던 SK텔레콤에게 큰 축하의 박수를 부탁드립니다. 자 이제 선수들과 한번 나눠볼 텐데요. 방금 전
Ladies and gentlemen,
네.
we have our
그리고
champion here. It's going to be SKT coming in to the Inverview group.
땀이었습니까?
Not ROX Tigers and Faker. What was rolling down your eyes? Was it tears or sweat? No, it was actually I had like an eye booger.
자 이제 그 영광의 주인공들과 인사 나누도록 하겠습니다. 여러분
Champions of LCK 2016 Spring Split. It's going to be SKT. Round of applause for our champions, please.
네. 자 먼저 페이커 선수.
First of all, let's speak to
다섯 번째
Faker.
우승 마을 롤드컵도 우승하고 많이 했습니다만
Your fifth
이번엔 진짜
win
또
in
느낌이 다를 것 같습니다.
finals.
스프링 처음에
What is it
어려운데
like
지금 소감이 어떠십니까?
to win the Spring Split?
이번 시즌이 일단
Well,
처음부터
this
너무
season
어려워서
has been really tough on
우승할
us
줄
since starting in the early on in the split,
한
and we
팀이
didn't think we
낙승을
would
꺾었기
win.
때문에
And since we beat
몇
such a
번
strong
우승했는지는
team in ROX
상관없이 그냥
Tigers,
기쁜 것 같아요.
regardless of how we started out, I think I'm really, really happy.
진짜 하이동 부시. 이런 거 진짜 본인도 알죠.
So you know it too, right?
그 미드고 부시에서 그냥 그리고 바로
You were staying in the mid bush, and then you will Cassiopeia ultimate around the Baron. How did this happen? How are you so good at that?
카시오페아를 좀 숨어서 하는 걸 좋아하다 보니까
Well, I
장면이 좀 많이
play Cassiopeia in hidden locations a lot. I like to play her in obscure locations, so I think that's why those things happen. Was it cold inside the stadium today?
분들이 너무 잘해주셔가지고
Well, it was great here. The audience has been fantastic, and I think that's why I really enjoyed it.
지금 늦게까지 경기 봐주셔서 정말로 감사하고
It's pretty late now, but thank you guys so much for sticking around
미끄럼 삼아서 다음 경기
and using this victory as a stepping stone.
스스로도 많이 발전하겠습니다.
We will continue to improve and go on to MSI to represent our region, Korea. Let's give Coach Choi the mic for a second here. A lot of people here, and we like a couple of mics. Koma doesn't want to go first. He wants Coach Choi to go first. So here we go. How does it feel like to win your 5th champions? It was really tough on us, as Faker said early on in the split. But I'm so proud of my players because they stuck through the entire time and trusted our coaching staff. And I really want to give credit to the rest of the coaching staff, even behind the scenes, that have helped us secure this victory today. Do you think the even year SKT curse has been broken? Yeah, I don't think that exists anymore, and we're going to go on to Worlds very soon. Coach Koma. You usually wear your suit jacket and stuff, but you're not wearing. You're looking pretty casual today. Well, it's so good. Like, how could it not feel good, right? You just won a championship. I think your eyes are kind of red right now, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. I need to get up close and try to see it. Let's see. Let's take a look at your eyes. Why are your eyes so red right now? Well, after the first time we won, I've never cried, so I'm not crying. Now, award for your players and your coaches. Thank you so much to our players that have stuck up through the tough training. And we've began the season at 7th place. And the SKT headquarters was so generous in supporting us with all the resources that were necessary to push our players, so that the players would not have to worry about their careers or their futures. And I think that's why we were able to succeed, because of the infrastructure. Word to the players and the coaches too. Kumandu's doing really, really well as a coach. And us, SKT T1, we may falter, but we never fail. whenever you guys cheer for us, it's definitely worth it, and we will pay our debts. Moving on to Pumanju, coming back as the coach of SKT from the supporter. This is your first victory as a coach. What is it like? It definitely feels great to win. Well, when you're a player, you won Worlds, you won OGN. Is it maybe different now that you win as a coach? Well, I think it's actually the same because we still won. You're so tall, man. Now let's meet Bengi and his other hand. Last year, you carried your team during split, but how was it different this time? Well, I did film the intros and the fillers, but I wasn't able to see it. So yeah, I don't know how it turned out. Well, how does it feel to watch your fellow players succeed? When I look at the results, I was pretty nervous, and I was biting my nails while I was watching the games because it was so close. But I'm so thankful to the players for being able to lift that trophy at the end of the day. So isn't it time for you to unleash your left hand and come onto the stage, Bengi? Can we wait for you in the summer? I'm going to keep practicing, and hopefully I'll have a good showing during summer. Thank you. His left hand, gentlemen, his left hand. This left hand, hand of the god. Can we trust in it? Yes, we can. Moving on to Wolf, the supporter. Using Tonkins, you are able to devour and spit out your teammates very effectively. I think in game 1 and 3 I did well, but in games 2 and 4 I don't think I did too well. So I'm a little disappointed in myself. Well, anyways, we're moving on to MSI. A lot of other teams moving on. Do you think you couldn't win MSI last split? Do you think you can take it this split? I want to continue this winning streak up to MSI, but it is a bad, sort of like nightmarish memory for me. But I will try my best. Next on is Duke. Duke, when you moved to SKT, people asked, why did you come to this team? And you said, I wanted to be a team that wins. Yes, I came to this team because I wanted to win. I wanted to lift the trophy. Are you satisfied with what happened? Does it fulfill your dreams to win with SKT? But right now, I am really content with what happened. But today I will be content. But tomorrow I'll be hungry again, and I'll be practicing for our next tournament. How long can we depend on you? Yeah, of course I'm gonna go for Worlds and try to win that a third time for this team. Next up is Bang, the man that's lost so much weight. The little watermark tattoo you got on your face, why is that? I said it last time in an interview, and I try to have fun. In the games, I try to have fun, but sometimes I make mistakes, and sometimes the plays don't go as planned. And today I try to have fun and enjoy the game, but I wasn't able to because I was so focused. Today in the second game, Praise Ezreal was great, but you countered it immediately with your own Ezreal. What was the thought process behind this? Well, last spring and last winter, we could see that ROX has been improving vastly. And we beat them. We are going to MSI as SKT representing Korea.
저는 형제팀 같이 생각하거든요.
But I actually think of ROX as kind of like a sister team almost because we are so close to them. And I want to prove to the world that ROX is second best in the world right below us. And no one can contest LCK. So you succeeded in a diet and also won the championship. What does it feel like to hit both birds with one stone? Thank you so much for all the fans cheering for me and all the players that have been playing. And I think it would have been great if you guys enjoyed it just like I did. Moving on to Blank, your first victory in your debut season. What does it feel like for the first time to win LCK? Well, today I had a couple of predictions. I had a lot of big playoff games. I had IEM, I had the playoffs against Jin Air and the other NKT. And because of my experience, I thought I would be able to win. And yeah, that was this like little weird feeling I got that I should be able to win today. You seem to be very, very positive, unlike maybe some of your teammates. Is there maybe someone that you're reminded of after winning? Someone you want to thank? Honestly, I guess it's just my teammates and my coaches. Now, among those people, if you had to choose one person, who would it be? I can't choose. I love them all, just like I love my mom and dad the same. Moving on, you guys are going to be heading into MSI at Shanghai. Are you prepared? I was in China for a while in LPL. Yeah, I've experienced China myself, and I'm super confident. And we will win MSI and win Worlds as well. Finally, let's speak to Faker. The MSI you haven't been able to win last year. A lot of people were pretty disappointed and disheartened by that. How does it feel to win this split here in Korea? And we're gonna go to China, and we're gonna beat EDG, QG, and all the rest of the Chinese teams, whoever we may face. Their 5th consecutive finals victory. SKT concludes League of Legends Champions Korea Spring 2016 as the victors, holding up the trophy. And that concludes our season, ladies and gentlemen. Now, moving on, we will have the players take off the stage for a while, and we're going to have a little bit of a award ceremony, excuse me, not reward. What am I saying? An award ceremony for specific positions and specific KDAs that the players have won throughout the regular split and playoffs. First of all is highest KDA award for each position. And giving out the award will be Representative Lee from Innovation Team U. KDA is being given by Maxium Gear. Each position will receive roughly about $2,000 worth of money as prize. Here comes the authority.
네, 정규시즌 최고의 KDA 기록 점수를 이건 대표님께서 시상해 주시겠습니다.
This man right here is the man that will be awarding the regular season highest KDA of each position. Top is going to be Smeb from ROX Tigers. Actually, interesting fact, the highest KDA of the regular split for each position, every single one of them are members from ROX Tigers. All 5 members of ROX Tigers are going to be coming here up on stage to receive their $2,000 prize. And despite having their loss, they don't look too disappointed, which is nice to see. Still smiles on their faces, but they deserve this award right here for putting out such an amazing performance in the regular split. First of all, is Smeb. It's just going to be a ceremonial thing where each player comes up, receives a bouquet, as well as a giant placket, which apparently is worth $2,000. It's Peanut from the jungle. Mid will be Kuro. AD carry is going to be Prey. Finally, it's going to be Gorilla from support with the highest KDA. All 5 members right here with the highest KDA in the regular season. Congratulations to all 5 members of the ROX Tigers. Even though they did not win the finals match today, they will be taking home quite a bit of pocket cash, almost 10 grand in total. Round of applause for these guys, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the Innovation Team representative. And next is going to be the Sonokong IB MVP Award for the most MVP points in the regular season. So there's going to be an award for the regular season MVP and the playoff MVP. Each players that have the most MVP points in their respective seasons. And here we're going to have the representative from Sonokong IB, Representative Bang. So the highest regular season MVP is going to be Smeb from ROX Tigers once again on the stage here, because since he had 1,400 MVP points in the regular season. Next, playoff MVP in the playoffs with the most MVP points is going to be who do you think it is? It is going to be from SK Telecom. It's going to be Duke, just like he said he would get in the filler video. Here he comes. Each player here will receive about $5,000 worth of money as prize. Round of applause for Smeb and Duke, respective winners of the MVP King, playoffs and regular season. Moving on, we'll have the award ceremony for the 3 victors of the playoffs. It's going to be first, second, and third place seeds. And giving out the award will be Sang-gil Lee from CJENM. third place award goes to KT Rolster.
네, 롯데 공격력 챔피언스 스프링 2023년 3위. 자, KT입니다.
Unable to satisfy Monte Cristo's grotesque love for them, they actually conclude the season as third place. Too bad, but actually I think they did really, really well. Since they ended up third place, their prize money is going to be 30 million won, or converted, that's about 30,000 US dollars, a little bit less. Congratulations to KT Rolster. We will meet you in summer, KT. Monty still loves you. Once again, KT Rolster, everybody. Next up is runner-up, second place of the season. The award is going to be given by a representative from Riot Games, Seung-hyun Lee. As we all know, since you watched this stream, spoiler alert, it's the ROX Tigers coming up on stage to receive the runner-up prize. As I said, it's Seung-hyun Lee from RIOT Games coming up on stage in order to provide these players with their award. For the third time running, the ROX Tigers received runner-up, second place. Congratulations. My heart belongs to you, Tigers. All throughout the regular season, these guys have showed so much potential, so much power, so much ferocity in their gameplay, and a quick pace, super clean, aggressive gameplays, but unfortunately their run stops here as they have concluded the season as second place. Congratulations, guys. Now, we have the final award ready. As we all know, it is going to be the... Wait, why is it so quiet here? The award ceremony for the victors of the season. The award for first place will be given by Sung-woo Bae, representative of Lotte, who have provided OGM with a lot of support throughout this display in order to make all of this possible for you guys to watch. What a great sponsor to have, and I agree. Being able to eat unlimited Coca-Cola wine in the Yongsan Stadium was one of my joys of coming into the stadium. Now the victors will be SK Telecom. Once again, congratulations to Faker, Bengi, and crew for securing another finals here in League of Legends Champions Korea. This has been Robin, the translator, helping you guys out, trying to listen into the award ceremony. If you're still here, I don't know, I can't check. I don't have Twitch on me. It's been a great split doing this for OGN, and this will be my swan song as I sign out and head into the military very soon. Congratulations to SKT. Their prize money is going to be 100 grand in US dollars worth, or 100 million won here in Korea. Here is the cup. Once again, congratulations to SK Telecom and all members and staff members of the team that have made this possible for them as they defeated ROX Tigers 3-1 here in the LCK Finals Spring 2016, sponsored by Lotte. Cue the confetti. One last time, congratulations, guys. Thank you very much for listening, guys. This has been Robin the Translator, aka Lycros. Thank you very much for a great split, a great experience doing the translations here in OGN. We will see you again in summer. Not me, but the rest of the crew will. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
다음 주도 펼쳐지는 생강전 MSI 롤 챔프 서버로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 여러분 모두 안녕히 계십시오.